you're back. On this installment of the basics, I'm sticking with Magic the Gathering, and I'm going to take you through a normal turn. Now, obviously, I'm by myself. I don't have anyone opposite me to play, so I've set up the game from my perspective if I was playing. I'll be using my blue deck for this. This is a very basic turn. I'm not getting into counters or any of that other weird stuff because I'll have another episode coming up that explains counters and some of those other upkeep options. This is just a simplistic, basic turn of Magic the Gathering. Okay? Let's get started. As you can see, I'm ready to undertake my next turn. This is my draw deck and my discard pile on my right because I'm right-handed. I have 4 creatures out on the battlefield right now. One that I have just put out on my last turn, which would be the Windrake. It has a cost of 3 mana to bring out. It is a 2/2 flying creature. I have those said 3 mana tapped from my last turn from bringing out the creature. I have 6 cards in my hand currently. I'm going to be putting down Prodigal Sorcerer. Now, the first step is, I'm going to just remove those for a second. Now that you're embarking on your next turn, you're going to untap your lands. Obviously because you used that to bring out the Windrake in the last turn. So now, I've already said I'm going to use Prodigal Sorcerer. Prodigal Sorcerer costs 3 mana to bring out. So, I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to tap those 3 lands again. 3 lands are tapped, and I'm playing Prodigal Sorcerer. Nope, that's Memory Lapse, not that one. That's Prodigal Sorcerer. Prodigal Sorcerer deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Now, obviously I don't have another player in front of me, but pretending that he has 1 creature out that I've already dealt with and he's having a hard time, he doesn't have any creatures left on the battlefield, this automatically deals that 1 damage to him, to his life. So let's say he was at 15, he's now down to 14. My turn is pretty much ending. That card's going to be a moot point. It goes to the discard pile. I draw my card, and just like that, it's his turn. Magic really is an easy game to play. As I mentioned earlier, once you start getting into counters and all that, it gets to be a bit of a pain in the ass, which I'll describe later, but it's very simplistic. I will talk about upkeep at a later time. Obviously, I didn't have any upkeep here. So let's move on, all right? Now, it's obvious that there's going to be a lot more difficult turns than that ever was. There's a lot of facets to the game that goes on during the turn that you can't just show on something like this, especially because I don't have another player in front of me. One of the things I have to stress during your turn, you need to pay attention what you have on the battlefield and what it does. And you also have to make sure that you keep getting land out because you're going to have more of your power cards come out. I have a setup here with 7 land. This is assuming I'm maybe 8 or 9 or 10 turns into the game and everything's going well. It doesn't always work that way. Your opponent is going to find ways to beat you somehow, and your creatures are your first line of defense, so make sure you get those out quickly after your land. That's all for this episode. I'll have more for you on another show. Everybody have a great day.